For centuries, people believed that if the water is calm and clear, there's nothing dangerous beneath. That stillness means safety. That silence means peace. But nature doesn't work that way, and neither does life. Still water can contain dangerous things like crocodiles. You see, crocodiles are ambush predators. Unlike sharks that move constantly or lions that chase their prey, crocodiles rely on stillness. They blend into their surroundings, becoming motionless and almost invisible until the perfect moment. So just because you don't see the danger doesn't mean it's not there. But you see, this video isn't about crocodiles. It's about a law of survival that most people miss. The greatest threats in life, the ones that truly destroy people, are the ones they never see coming. Most people think dangerous rivers are deep, murky swamps. But crocodiles thrive in calm waters too. Take the Nile River, for example, home to one of the largest crocodile populations in the world. Even in dry seasons, when the water becomes shallow and clear, this animal doesn't just disappear from underwater. They adapt. They sink just below the surface, their rough, textured skin blending perfectly with the muddy riverbed. To an untrained eye, they're just another rock in the water until it's too late. In the same way, the biggest threats in life don't always announce themselves. Danger isn't always loud. It doesn't always come with warning signs. And more often than not, by the time you realize it, it's already too late. Think about business. Some of the most successful companies in history didn't fail because of obvious threats. They failed because of what they didn't see coming. Blockbuster ignored Netflix. Nokia failed because they dismissed Apple. Giants that once dominated became blindsided by competitors who stayed quiet, observed, and struck when the time was right. And in the fight world, the same rule applies. Time and time again, we've seen fighters step into the ring underestimating their opponent. They see someone too slow, too small, too weak. They relax. They let their guard down. And in an instant, one punch changes everything. One moment of carelessness is all it takes to go from victory to devastation. But it's not just business or sports. It's life. The friend you trusted who slowly turned against you. The relationship that seemed perfect until the truth surfaced. The decision that looked harmless but led to disaster. The dangers that ruin people rarely come from what they expect. They come from what they ignored. But some might argue that underestimating danger isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes, taking risks and being confident even to the point of overlooking potential threats is what leads to success. History is full of bold leaders, entrepreneurs, and fighters who defied the odds, ignored the so-called dangers, and still came out victorious. In fact, Muhammad Ali himself once said, "He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life."
I've wrestled with alligators. I've tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning and put thunder in jail. You know I'm bad.
But here's the mistake in that logic. Courage isn't the absence of caution. The greatest winners in history didn't just take blind risks, they took calculated ones. Ali didn't win because he ignored his opponents. He studied them, he planned, and he executed with precision. The same goes for business. The companies that survived disruption weren't the ones that ignored threats. They were the ones that adapted in time. Confidence without awareness isn't strength, it's ignorance. And in a world full of hidden dangers, the only way to stay standing is by preparing. But then, while the fact that a situation looks harmless doesn't mean it's truly harmless. You could also argue that being overly cautious will keep you on your toes, and living in constant caution is just paranoia. If we always assume danger is lurking, we'll never enjoy life, never trust people, and never take risks. Even Dumbledore of Harry Potter once said, "It is the unknown we fear when we look upon death and darkness, nothing more." Some believe that if we stop worrying about hidden dangers and the unknown, life will feel lighter, freer, and better. And there is some truth there. You shouldn't live in fear. But here's the flaw in that thinking. Awareness isn't the same as fear. Being cautious doesn't mean living in paranoia. It means living with wisdom. The difference between those who succeed and those who fall isn't luck, it's preparation. The calmest waters in the world can still hold predators, and the people who recognize that don't live in fear. So how do you protect yourself from the dangers you can't see? How do you avoid getting blindsided? Number one, stay alert even in peace. Just because things are quiet doesn't mean there's no threat. History has proven time and time again the moment you get comfortable is the moment you're most vulnerable. It's just like Michael Corleone said, keep your friends close but your enemies closer. That's just so you can keep a solid watch over them. Number 2, learn to read between the lines. The biggest warning signs in life aren't always obvious. They're subtle. A shift in someone's tone, a deal that sounds too good, a competitor moving in silence. The ability to see what others ignore is what separates those who win from those who get taken out. Like the saying goes, when it seems too good to be true, it's probably because it's actually untrue. Number 3, never assume safety just because nothing looks threatening. Trust but verify. Prepare, even when there's no visible danger. Because the most devastating losses don't come from attacks you expected. They come from the ones you didn't. It's just like the saying, the greatest fools are many times more clever than the men who laugh at them. Just because a situation seems harmless doesn't mean it's truly harmless. And you must remember this, at the end of the day, this isn't paranoia, it's wisdom. Because in life, even calm waters hide the deadliest crocodiles. But now a question for you. What are your thoughts on the balance between being cautious and being paranoid? Do like this video and subscribe to this channel. See you in the next video. Cheers!